Hello everybody, good evening and welcome to the not the United Stand, that's football, it's the Club World Cup, don't get that wrong. Hope you're all doing well. Look, let's see, PSG against Atletico Madrid. I think this game really sort of, wow. Have they told any fans to come? Bro, there is a lot of empty seats for this game. It's like being at the Etihad. I mean, there's more people at Soccer Aid by a very long way. Jesus. They've just done an aerial shot. And you know, like a piece of patio concrete and you see a couple of ants running around. It was like that. It looks a little bit better from there because the seats are light pink. But yeah, there's not that many there. To be honest with you, but PSG against Athletic. We've got all the stats. We've got the proper players. We've got, you know, I don't need to change it. It's all linked in. Hakimi's on the pitch. Let's give it a chance. That's what I say. Let me just give you the team news. I mean, it's a great tournament. It's a very competitive tournament. Bayern Munich beat Auckland City 10-0 earlier. I mean, you know, just let's not knock it. But PSG against Atletico Madrid, the lineups should be on your screen. We'll talk about True Classic in a moment because we're sponsored by them. And I've got my T-shirt on. Someone was shouting this out earlier, so we will definitely be talking about that in a moment. But the lineups are as follows. Donnarumma, Hakimi, Marquinhos, Pacho, Mendes, Neves, Vitinha, Ruiz, Dewey, Ramos, and Kvaratskhelia. Dembele is, I don't know where Dembele is. Don't know whether he's got a bit of a knock or something. But look, they've took it seriously. They picked a decent team. Atletico Madrid, Oblak, Llorente, Lenormand, Langley, Gallen, Simeone, De Paul, Barros, Lino, Griezmann, and Alvarez, who I'm very much looking forward to seeing. I think he's been a revelation since he went to Atletico Madrid. And look, they've got a good bench. Conor Gallagher, Jimenez, Witzel's still there, Lamar's still there, Koch still there, Sorloth still there. So look, they're two decent teams here. But where's it being played? I've played the game. We're playing at the Rose Bowl. The Rose Bowl is in Pasadena, California. The capacity of the Rose Bowl is 90k, and the time in Pasadena now, California, is coming up for midday. So maybe that's why there's not that many there. I mean, I say there's not many there. From pitch side, it looks full, but from above, you can see. There you go. See what I mean? That's nowhere near full. It's deceptive. I'd say they've not even got 50% there. You can't see it. Well, I'm watching maybe a different feed to you, yeah. FIFA put starting ticket at €250 for most games, so most football fans lost interest attending since January. FIFA president is stupid, says George. Noon game in LA plus bad traffic, bad setup, to be honest, says Atoro. Thank you very much for your comments there. Well, look, we'll give it a go. Casanova says you're a next level hater. I don't hate on anybody, mate, so calm down. Sarcasm probably doesn't travel well where you're from. And I'm not saying you're from a country, just your brain might be a little bit lacking. But apparently there's 50,000 there, says Blanco. Look, I am not going to blow smoke up the backside of this tournament. I've said it before. It's got to convince me of its validity. Arsenal and Liverpool are the two best teams in England, and they're not here. Napoli are the best team in Italy, they're not here. Sporting are the best team in Portugal, they're not here. Barcelona are the best team in Spain, they're not here. And yet it's a Club World Cup. So I think it's a shame. That's what I'm saying. I don't want to see Auckland City in a Club World Cup. It's a waste of bloody time. They just got beat 10-0 by Bayern Munich. Swap them out for Barcelona. It just reminds, you know what? It reminds me of school sports day. Everybody's a winner. Let's be fair. Let's invite the slowest kid in the school to run in the final to make it fair. No, let's invite the 10 quickest people into the race. That's what I'm saying. Right, let me just get the timer ready here. Oh, good. Okay, that's ready. But I am looking forward to this game because if they take it seriously, they're two quite decent teams. But it depends how seriously they take it. That's the big thing for me. Just before we get into the stream, by the way, you may have noticed over the last few streams, I have heavily been wearing a lot of t-shirts. That's not just weather. That's also because I've been sent a lot of t-shirts by True Classic. They are really good fits. You can get loads of different colours. You can buy a pack of just black ones. You can buy a pack of just white ones, or you can buy multicoloured ones. I've got, you get a grey one, a white one, a black one, a navy blue one, an olive one. They're really good fits and definitely well worth it. We have got a link in the description where you can order yours, but they don't just do t-shirts as well. Polos, hoodies, sweatshirts, activewear, joggers, shorts, moisture wicking and quick drying, perfect for fitness or just lounging around with accessories like underwear, socks, hats. You can knit yourself out in your entire wardrobe in one go. As I say, I love the t-shirts. I've been wearing them a lot off stream, on stream for weeks, but we are actually sponsored by them today. Really good fitting, really good feel to them. As I say, you don't really get sweaty or hot in them either. Lots of nice colours. So check out True Classic. Links in the description to trueclassic.com/Goldbridge, Classic Bridge. You'll love these. And I like to wear them under a jumper, under a shirt or whatever. So check out True Classic and thank you very much for them sponsoring the show today. Nice. There's it. There it is again. Aerial shot again. The thing is, when it's the World Cup next year, it will be packed out. Big shout out to True Classic anyway for sponsoring the show. Get your t-shirts there and everything else. Fantastic fitting and very good addition to your wardrobe. But let me just be fair about this. This will be the World Cup. I don't know whether I told anybody, I was in New York a couple of weeks ago. They're very excited about the World Cup. They just don't really understand the Club World Cup like a lot of us. They don't understand it. It's a tournament too far. We don't need this tournament. Like that's basically the European or football experts' opinion. We don't need this tournament. Players need a rest. We don't need it. And it also doesn't make a lot of sense when some of the best teams in the world aren't even in it. So there's a bit of confusion. In the nicest possible sense, as football fans, we're a little bit confused, aren't we? That's not being critical, by the way. That's not being jealous because Man United aren't in it. We're just a bit confused by it. So you can understand an American audience being a little bit like, so what actually is this then? Like, and I think that's where it is. I personally, the reason we're doing watch-alongs on it is not because we're contractually obliged or anything like that. I mean, we do have the official, teams and everything like that, so it's proper professional like a normal watch-along. But the reason I'm doing this, and Terry's going to do the Chelsea games this week. I think I'm going to do a couple of games myself. I'm just intrigued by it. I'm not against change, basically, and I will give it a chance. But I'm skeptical. And I don't make any apologies for that. I am skeptical. And I think the world of football is skeptical. And I think FIFA, if I was giving feedback to them, I think there's a couple of things that they've got wrong. And that is, you've done a really bad job of constructing this tournament. You've done a really bad job of promoting this tournament. With all due respect to Auckland City, that was an absolute embarrassment today. That was an embarrassment for Bayern Munich. Like 10-0 at the end of a long season, you're playing Auckland City. You wouldn't even play that in a bloody pre-season game. The Auckland City should be Barcelona, basically. That's what it should be. What's happened here? The referee's not even allowed it to be kicked off. He's loving it so much, he's making them go back for another restart. Oh, fucking hell. They had a countdown clock. Right, we're up and running now. Is that normal? PSG just kicking it out of play. A long way up there. To be fair to DAZN, I think they've done a decent job of covering it. Yeah. But look, I want to have a bit of a chat anyway, because we haven't had a live show on That's Football for a while, and obviously the transfer shows, there's lots of people getting involved in that. But I just want to kick back on a Sunday afternoon, watch a game of football, interact with you lot. But look, one thing about what we do here is that we say it how it is. And we might not agree, but we'll say it how it is. And you can always have a strong opinion. I've seen a lot of people going in on the FIFA president because he seems to be in a relationship with speed. Like all the time he's doing stuff with speed. And it's pissing off a lot of not a lot of United fans because he's a United fan. It's pissing off a lot of people in football. Like he was at the game yesterday. He was the FIFA president for a minute apparently, and he was sat next to Infantino, and he was there waiting for Messi, and it irritates a lot of people. And again, a few people asked me about this, and I thought, you know what, I'll bring it up on a live show because I don't really care. I've met Speed a couple of times, and you know, I like him. You know, I always go on, you know, actually meeting people, and I do like him. I don't think his understanding of football is as good as yours, and I don't think he'd pretend it is. He's an influencer who likes football. And I think FIFA utilising him just shows you where football is heading, and it tells you a lot about Infantino. He doesn't give a shit about you, the legacy fan. He gives a shit about noise and the next generation of football fan. He wants the young football fan. He wants the audience of the influencer. He's not bothered about what somebody who's been watching 20 years of football and is an avid lover of football thinks about Speed. He's just chasing the numbers. That's what he's doing. The only thing I would say that is problematic with that is that you can get Speed to sit next to you for a game against Inter Miami, but is he going to be there every week? So you get a viral moment, but it won't be sustainable. And the legacy fans are the people who turn up every week, whether it's raining, whether it's some shit game. So just be careful about who you piss off. That's what I would say, because there's this obsession with, you know, viral moments, but football's always been about credibility, and you shouldn't isolate the hardcore. That was a really good free hit by Alvarez, by the way. Just wide for Atletico Madrid. Evening, any advice in starting a football channel, says J-Mo. Be yourself. I agree, Mark. Barcelona should have been the ones to lose 10-0 to Bayern today. You think Yamal wished Nuno Mendes a happy Father's Day already? Says Craven. Brilliant games ahead, says NAU. Stadium's half empty every game. Should be in Europe, says NAU. Part of why it's not full is because of ice raids. People are scared. Even yesterday, Mexico game only had 50k in a stadium that fits 70k, says Mr. Carrillo. Nick P says, please cover all the games. Who gives a toss if it's not competitive? It's earlier. It's either this, cricket, or masturbation. Someone with no football is great. Nick, I am not doing every game. I tell you that. I do not. If it's a World Cup or a Euros, we've done every game in the past, but absolutely no way, Pedro, am I doing every game of this. I mean, 11 o'clock tonight, Palmeiras against Porto. Who's tuning in for that? At 3 o'clock in the morning, Botafogo against Seattle Sounders. Who's tuning in for that? So, no, I won't be tuning in for all of them. I'll see how it goes in relation to the knockout games, etc. But I genuinely do feel sorry for the players. It's the players I feel sorry for. There's a lot of money involved in this, but I feel sorry for the players. The volume of football. I mean, I'm looking at Hakimi there. You've just played from August to the end of May. Then you've probably played international football, and then you're playing a Club World Cup, and then you're going to go straight into another season, and then you're going to go into a World Cup. I just hope that some of these managers are planning on giving some of these players a rest during the season. But can you afford to do that? You're playing with your job. Is it mass commercialisation of the game, says P-Dub. Look, it's a tournament we don't need. It's games players don't need. But it's money. And I think some of you probably worked in situations where you go into work on a Monday morning and an email goes round, oh, such and such just been promoted because he's come up with a new project and a new way of doing things. And everyone goes, that didn't need to happen. It's just somebody doing a project to get promoted. And I think the Club World Cup at the moment just feels a little bit like that. Did it need to happen? No. Why did it happen? Somebody had a brainwave and someone thought they could make some money. Do you think Mbeumo will be done next week, says Nedas? Yeah, get your questions in. Of course, this game's being played at a stupid time as well. I mean, I've never been to California, but I think midday in California probably is quite warm. So it's just gone midday, and the temperature in Pasadena is 29 degrees. So it's hot as well. Players would rather be sitting by the beach than playing more games, says Amir. I don't know. It's a good question. I don't know what the players get, because Harry Maguire's sat on the beach in Greece. Not in Greece. He won't be allowed in Greece. Harry Maguire's sat on a beach somewhere. Bruno Fernandes is sat on a beach somewhere. Mo Salah, Virgil van Dijk, and they're still all earning 200-300 grand a week. Hakimi and Alvarez, they're playing football. So I don't know whether the players get any bonuses for this. I suppose you might get win bonuses and that, but it must be a bit of a head mess to go, I could be getting paid for doing nothing. Anyway, at the end of the day, we all get to have a chat. Throw your questions in. Do I think Mbeumo will be done next week? Mate, it could be 2 weeks. It could be 3 weeks. It's negotiations, isn't it? How long's a piece of string? Joseph says, does that wall behind you still make you paranoid? Nah. Screwed in now. Anyway, we've got 7,000 people watching. How many people are tuning in for the Club World Cup? Or how many people are tuning in because this community in the chat? The competition interest has to hurt FIFA, says Owen. What's your biggest problem with the Club World Cup? Tell me in the chat. Because what I cannot stand is the propaganda of, oh, you're just a hater. No, I love football. I'll tell you what my biggest problem with the Club World Cup is. It hasn't got the best teams in the world in it. It hasn't got integrity. That's it. You could talk about there's not many fans there. They're not interested. We don't need this tournament. Players play too much football. You might throw up some really good reasons. My big reason is this is the Club World Cup, and I can already name 5 of the best teams in the world that are not there. So it's integrity, isn't it? It's like playing your local rival and 5 of their best players are not there. That's my problem with it. My biggest problem is it's hard to get into a tournament that doesn't have the best teams. So if Real Madrid or PSG or Man City hold up the tournament and say we're champions of the world, I'd straight away go, you're not. You're not even champions of your own league, apart from PSG. And that's my big problem. It's like if Barcelona were here, Liverpool were here, Arsenal were here, Sporting were here, Napoli were here, I'd be a lot more interested. I'd still say, do we need the tournament? But I'd be a lot more interested. I'm not jealous that Chelsea are there or Man City are there. It's more the fact that it can't be the tournament you want it to be because you fucked up. You didn't put the best teams in. And that makes it just flawed for me. This just feels like a pre-season tournament, says Toro. Well, it's interesting because Pep Guardiola... no, it wasn't Pep Guardiola. The Man City CEO or somebody said they're treating it as pre-season. But then I think Chelsea said they're treating it as an end-of-season tournament. So even 2 different teams from the Premier League are treating it differently. Nice ball down the wing. Ruiz cuts it back, goes for a goal kick. So yeah, I mean that's the thing as well. If it's The World Cup next year, you treat it as an end-of-season tournament because you finish the season, you go with your national team, you play the tournament, and when you get knocked out, you go on holiday. But that's the problem with the Club World Cup as well. Like, why is the Man City guy sat next to... That's the Man City owner sat next to Infantino there, isn't it? Oh, no, PSG. PSG, sorry. I knew I recognised it was PSG. Infantino sat next to the PSG owner, sorry. But I think, as I said, when it's international football, Euros, Club World Cup, Copa America, when you finish, that's the end of your season and you go on holiday. But for some of these teams, and that's why Man City are treating it as pre-season, because you're not going on holiday afterwards, are you? You're going. You're not. You're going. And it's impossible for the big teams to go out because they're in groups that are total shit as well. Like Atletico Madrid and PSG are playing each other, but they'll still go through, both of them, definitely into the quarterfinals, definitely into early July. You can't then send your players on holiday for 2 weeks. So it's weird. Happy Father's Day, Mark. Have a great day. My firstborn is coming any day now. Any advice, says PMV Patrick. Enjoy it, mate. Enjoy it. Matthew Eade says, Sky interview with Mbermo. He's ours. Let's have a look. United are still keen on Gyökeres, calling to understand what happens till the very end. They respect him prioritising Arsenal due to the Champions League football, but they are still there. Mbermo on Thomas Frank becoming Tottenham head coach. He's done so much for me. I'm sure he will do well. I think he was at the Formula One. Still 0-0 here. Make sure you subscribe, bottom right hand corner. Sky interview, done that one. Harry Kane will go 4 years non-stop. Euros, Club World Cup and World Cup. Players are going to start getting injured so much more, says B16. Well, that is a valid point. It's not my biggest issue, but it's still a point. I mean, what prat in the high echelons of the footballing world decided that players don't need a rest anymore? We spoke a few weeks ago about Messi and Ronaldo and the amazing 10 years that they had at the top, where they were basically just scoring loads and loads of goals. But they got rest and recuperation. You're a top player now. You just don't get it. You just don't get it. And as Amir says, FIFA don't care about player welfare. It's just about the money now. But the thing is, the more you do of something, the worse your performance is. If you say to the best porn star in the world, I want you to go at it twice a week, he's going to be up for it, or she, for those 2 performances. They're going to look forward to it. They've had a bit of a break. They're going to give their best performance. If you say to them, do it 10 times a day, they're going to get tired. They're going to get demotivated. They're going to struggle to perform. And ultimately, they're going to get a bit sore. You know, some people dream of singing at Wembley Stadium in front of 100,000 people. Doesn't mean they want to do it twice a day. And that's a good point. I don't know. I know it's about money, but we don't have an infinite. If football was AI, you could do as many bloody tournaments as you like because the players wouldn't get tired. You just program them and they play. But we don't have an infinite resource of footballers at the top level. And if we burn them out, their performance will drop and we won't have replacements for them. We should be protecting them. We shouldn't be overplaying them. Club World Cup gives exposure to non-European teams and players, but European clubs may regret it once the season starts and fatigue sets in, says Donut Man. Yeah, but I'm telling you now, mate, none of these teams outside of Europe are going to be any good. It might give them exposure, but they're all shit compared to Europe. Like, I think people think we're going to see a team from Africa or Asia or South America that's going to tear Real Madrid apart. No, they won't. City players complaining about rest. Yeah, will every tournament for a load of cash. As a Liverpool fan, I'm happy we're not here, says Cinema Drunk. Well, I think that's the interesting thing, isn't it? As a United fan, we've got no right to be there. But if you're a Liverpool fan or an Arsenal fan or a Barcelona fan, would you want to be there? The more the players earn, the higher the demand, says JH. Nice layoff. Shot straight at the keeper there from Ramos. I think it was Ramos, yeah. I do like Julian Alvarez, though. I'm a massive fan of his, especially since he left Man City. Really, really do like him. And I would love to see him back in the Prem. PSG are getting closer and closer to a goal here. Kvaratskhelia on the turn with the shot. I don't know where Dembele is. I mean, God, with his hamstrings, he needs a break. Have they took Dembele or is he just being rested? Amir says they don't care about the players. They only care about the money. Thank you very much for your comments. Scouts are there to find players, not this, says Lee Berman. Mark, England win World Cup 26 or United qualify and win the Champions League in 26-27, says Desiree. I don't think England have got a bloody chance of winning the World Cup, mate. You know my biggest problem with England? I didn't watch, obviously I didn't do watch-alongs of them. I didn't watch England's games. I had them on, but I was doing other stuff. But the biggest problem with England is I couldn't stand Southgate. But his football was just basic. Let's just play really basic football. And they could do it. And it was crap. And it was never going to win as a tournament, even though we had good players. But you look at England under Tuchel, and they just can't play football. They can't play. They look like a team that's a mess. They can't play as a system. And that's the biggest problem, because you look at Portugal, you look at Spain. I haven't really watched a lot of Germany and France, but they're all four teams better at playing football. We've got a good... You know what people do with England? Oh, look at our squad. Yeah, look at our squad. But if they can't play football, forget it. And that's the problem. I think that England just don't look like a team that can play a system at the moment. Look at 81% possession for PSG. That's not unusual against Simeone, though. PSG on the attack again. Best team in the world at the moment. Goal! Goal, 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 goal! It's Fabian Ruiz. And it's a goal for PSG. Good goal as well from the edge of the box. Nearly 80% possession. They've been in control. And it's a shot from the edge of the box. And he makes it 1-0 to PSG. And it's a lovely finish on his left foot. Probably for the best that PSG score first. Good camera angles. Look, it's a lovely finish. The organisation is very good. And it's a good goal by Ruiz. Henderson starting for England in 2025 is criminal, says Amir. Richie, I'll come back to your question about Fabrizio Romano and Ornstein in a moment. Please do keep sharing the video. Good goal from PSG. Who are the favourites to win the Club World Cup, Mark? I don't know. I would say it's PSG. Let me have a look with the bookies. Club World Cup. PSG are 4-1, Real Madrid are 4-1, Man City are 5-1, and Bayern Munich are 7-1. Chelsea are 5th favourites, and then Inter Milan. I forgot Inter Milan were in it. Juventus are in it. I mean, the trouble is, there's a lot of good teams that aren't here. It might be worth having a little pound on Wydad AC at 500 to 1, or Sundowns FC. Urara Red Diamonds 250 to 1. LA Galaxy 80 to 1. I'm being a bit of a twat there, really. Don't bet on them. Hakimi's just took a bad tackle here. Who else is in their group? Well, the tables look like this. You've got PSG, Botafogo, Seattle Sounders, and Atletico Madrid. So basically, this is the best game of the group that the others are going to win, aren't they? Bayern Munich have got Benfica in their group, Boca Juniors and Auckland. Inter Miami played Al Ahly last night, but they've got Porto and Palmeiras in their group. Chelsea have got LA Galaxy, ES Tunis and Flamengo. Inter Milan have got Monterrey, Urara Reds and River Plate. Borussia Dortmund, Ulsan HD, Mamelodi, Sundowns and Fluminense. Juventus, LN, Wydad, Casablanca and Man City. And then Real Madrid, Al Hilal, Pachuca and Red Bull Salzburg. What are Auckland City odds, says B16. I bet they're about 2,500 to 1 or something stupid like that. Tapping Merchant says start, bench, sell. Drogba, Berbatov, Tevez. Good one. I would... Oh, God. I'd sell Berbatov out of the 3. I would bench Tevez and start Drogba. Kieran Parsons says, my issue with Club World Cup is the way you qualify seems a bit flawed. As I said, that's my big issue. It's the integrity of the tournament when you haven't got 5 or 6 of the best teams in the world in it. What scenario would make you lose interest in football completely? As a Villa fan, all the PSR and FFP rules are taking me close, as Danny Lewis. Yeah, I mean, they've got to do something about that. I'm hoping that the Man City court case, one way or another, will change it. In fairness, I mean, I haven't heard anybody say this, and I don't know whether I'm right, but if Man City won... Oh, he's in. He's in. He's got to look at that. Yellow card, maybe? Mendes. What's the referee thinking about here? It was a one-on-one. He might send Mendes off. It might be a little bit harsh. J-Dead says red, surely. He is through, but is the centre-back going to catch him? Mendes has gone down injured, but could be a moment here. Could be a red. He's away. Mendes, he doesn't... I think he's one-on-one. I think it's if there's a foul there. Is there a foul there? It's a little bit soft. I think it has to be a red. What are you thinking? Is it a red? Yes or no? Is he giving a foul to PSG? What's this ref on? How is it not a free kick? Come on. Come on. The debate is whether it's a red card. That to me is shocking. Shocking. Peter says sellout, Bridge. Mate, how can I be a sellout using my time on a Sunday evening to do a watch along? What am I selling out? I'm not fucking there playing, mate. I'd take the 50 million. Matt Ross says, over 90k fans and it sounds like a training ground match. No atmosphere. Let's not forget it's midday in California heat. The pitch is hurting my eyes. Let's also not forget, Matt, that there's not 90,000 people there. You'd be lucky if there's half. I thought that was shocking refereeing. I genuinely think it's a foul, and then you're debating whether it should be a red card. To not give a foul, he just, I think that's a referee who bottled it. Didn't want to make a decision, so pretends there's not a foul there. Definitely was a foul. He's through, and Mendes takes him down. Whether it's enough for a ref, whether it's enough for a red or not, I don't know, but it's definitely a foul. He's ahead of Mendes. Done that one. What scenario? I've done that from Danelius. Here we go. Richie says, do you think Fabrizio Romano and Ornstein get too much knowledge and power over transfers, swaying fans and killing deals before clubs even act? I think Fabrizio Romano and David Ornstein are fantastic at what they do. I think the danger is when they don't communicate in a clear way, or they do a club or agent's work. That's when it becomes dangerous, because everybody falls off. It don't matter. The bigger you are, the harder you fall. And what I like about David Ornstein is it's very much, he doesn't do a video every day. He doesn't tweet 4 or 5 times a day. He tweets little, but credible. And I'm not saying that Fabrizio doesn't, but he is... Fabrizio is one direction to David Ornstein's The Beatles. And if you know, you know. Like, Fabrizio's become very... And I praise him for it. I like Fabrizio. As I was saying about Speed, I like Speed. Some people can't stand the fact that he's involved in football. I like Speed. I've met him. I like Fabrizio. I've worked with him. But he's very commercial. Very commercial. And my only fear with that would be when you're chasing numbers and commercial deals, you've got to make sure that you keep your integrity, because if you started doing things for agents or clubs and you get you lose that credibility, it's gone. And that's what you've got to be very careful about. It is Toxic Sunday, isn't it? Chelsea says, please read my super chat. I'm just working back, Chelsea. Hi, Mark. Please can you wish my boyfriend Ben a happy birthday? He's 27 today and loves Coldplay, so we're going to see them at Wembley in September. Happy birthday to Ben. Big shout out to Chelsea as well. But happy birthday to Ben, 27. Enjoy it. And I tell you what, some people take the piss out of people who like Coldplay. I like Coldplay. So... enjoy it. FIFA kicked out a team from playing in the Club World Cup last month, says a Toro. Stan says Fabrizio does everything for clicks. That was a super chat, by the way. Corner to PSG. Headed away. I do like Alvarez, though. I'd love to see him back in the Prem. I tell you what, if Liverpool want a striker, that's where I would go. Thanks everyone who's tuning in. Make sure you subscribe. 56% of you said it should have been a red card for Hakimi. 44% of you said it shouldn't. It's hard to get the context on how many of you actually thought it was a free kick, because I definitely thought it was a free kick. We didn't even get a free kick. Did you prefer your 20s or your 30s? Says MT90. Good question. Drinks break. Get used to this. There'll be a lot of these drinks breaks next year as well. Tournament in the United States in June and July. Hot, hot, hot. They've both got pros and cons. I mean, I did enjoy. I think about my 20s. I at the start of them, I was living in Dublin, and then I got married in my late 20s, and then obviously, you know, everything in my 30s, I changed my life. So I liked them both. I don't really have a preference out on that. Good question though. Jamie M says either PSG wins the Club World Cup because they're Champions League winners, or Inter Miami wins the World Cup because Infantino loves Messi. Says Jamie. I don't think Inter Miami will get out their group, mate. They don't look that good. They're stopping for a drink at the moment, King Higgins. Why did the game start at 12 p.m, says RS? Might be for the European audience, I don't know. Again, I mean, look, we're talking about the Club World Cup and what we think about it. It's incredibly stupid as well for player welfare to be playing at midday in Pasadena, if we're being completely honest. Incredibly stupid. Start, bench, sell. Mane, Giggs, Pires. I'll start Giggs. I'll bench Mane and I'll sell Pires. Thank you very much, pal. This is something, says, American fans creating the most dead atmosphere I've ever seen. It's behind closed doors, the way it's so quiet. Mate, there's only about 50,000 people there, so the stadium's half empty. And also, it's the first game of the tournament. There's not a lot of jeopardy. It's a confusing tournament. When Man United go to the United States and we play half a team and pick the kids, we still get 80,000 there. So I just think the problem with this is that it's not the people aren't turning up. I don't think they understand what it is. Good play by Atletico Madrid here. Down the left-hand side. He's still got it. Good tackle by Neves. I think they were giving tickets away for the Messi game, weren't they, yesterday? Someone was saying to me. I presume there's other things going on in the States at the moment as well. What sporting events have you got going on at the moment? The golf? I think the golf's on this weekend as well, isn't it? I don't know whether... Is golf a popular sport in America? I've never understood watching golf. The Ryder Cup's quite interesting, but I've never understood that. NBA finals are going on. Gold Cup's going on. Golf's very big in the in America, apparently. My bad, says Matt Ross. The capacity is 90k. Here's one for you, Mark. Would you rather be a legendary manager or a player, and why? Player. I'd rather be a legendary player than a manager. I mean, I'd take either, but it's the National Hockey League final as well. I'd like to watch that. I just don't think we can watch it in the UK. Series tied. Oh no, they played today. Panthers 3-2 up. Playing on Wednesday at 1 o'clock in the morning. Where do you watch NHL in the... Where to watch NHL in UK? Premier Sports. They've got La Liga as well. It's horrible in the UK now. I mean, it's horrible in the UK in general anyway, but it's horrible in the UK now. Like, it's so... You used to be able to watch Serie A, La Liga, Bundesliga, Premier League, all on Sky, I think it was. Nowadays, you need about 10 different subscriptions. England are winning Soccer Aid and Rooney scores again, says Liam. Soccer Aid's just about the money, mate. For charity. Standard shit. I'd play well in a game like that. Would you take being 6'7", or is it too much, says Tapping Merchant? I don't think I'd want to be that big. Frisbee golf, says Jamer. We get big crowds in the US for frisbee golf. I'd play that. I'd be deadly at frisbee golf. And I mean, I genuinely mean deadly. Like, I can play frisbee. You know, at In-Betweeners where he hits that girl on the head. I'm with frisbee. I'm really crap at accuracy. So I'd swing it and I'd smack someone straight in the face, nosebleed. One positive is FIFA trying to spread football in the US, much better than Qatar and Saudi, says Cinema Drunk. The Saudis are massively to do with this tournament, aren't they? I can't remember why, but they are. I think they sponsored it, a lot of it. Foot golf never really took off, did it? And I don't really know why. You know why I think foot golf never took off? Because I don't think it's a game of skill. If you can kick the... Goalkeepers are good at foot golf. It's all about how hard you can hit it. What am I drinking? It's called Kronenberg Blanc. And it's got a hint of citrus. They're nice. I got them with my HelloFresh. No, I didn't. Didn't get them with my HelloFresh. I got them with my Father's Day coat order. Have you bought a Cunha United jersey yet, says Maliki? I don't get jerseys. I got one for Seb because it's his. Got one for his birthday, but I don't buy them. He just wants loads of kits. He said to me the other day, I want the new United kit, I want the away kit, I want the third kit, and then I want an Inter Milan kit, I want a PSG kit, I want a Real Madrid kit, and I want a Barcelona kit. And I went, you've got a lot to learn. And he said, I just love football kits. And I went, never stop loving football kits, but there will become a point in your life where you actually can't buy Barcelona and Real Madrid. You can't be like Daryl from Norwich. King says, would you rather be as tall as a pint glass or 30 foot tall? You know what I saw today? Absolutely true. Absolutely true. Why is it you can be driving along a motorway with auto, nothing's on the road, you're on the slow lane, you're doing 50 miles an hour, there's no one else really on the road, you can put it onto auto accelerator, so all you're doing is steering. Your phone can be right next to you in a holder, and you could go 2 buttons, call someone. If the police see you, you can get points on your license and everything like that. But you can be in heavy traffic, changing your radio station with your other hand, and that's absolutely fine. Pick the bones out of that. Mehil says, what's your favourite NFL? I tell you what, I love the NFL. I love the NFL. I can't, I just love when it runs from, autumn's my favourite time of the year. I love when it runs from September to Christmas. And then after Christmas, in that post-Christmas slump, you've got the playoffs. And then early February, the Super Bowl. I love it. Dallas Cowboys was the team I sort of got given as a kid, but I actually like the Buffalo Bills. I like the way they play. And I like Josh Allen. Luke Stiles said, did the Auckland versus Bayern result give us indication of how this competition will go? I think what's going to happen in this tournament is the group stage is going to be absolutely shite. And then in the knockout stage, it will get slightly more interesting as Man City have to play, you know, and Real Madrid and PSG. Which is why they probably should have just gone for the 8-team tournament. Amir says the reason you weren't called up for Soccer Aid is because Gary Neville is playing. I don't think it's anything to do with that. You should watch some Lamar Jackson highlights, the most thrilling NFL player, in my opinion, says Lord. Players look knackered, says Cyber. Well, it's very hot for them. Really, really, really intelligent to do this. So what have we got? We've got 3 minutes to go to half time. Yeah, there is a massive level of stupidity getting them to play at midday in the LA sun. It's hard. It's hard work. What website do you use to watch the games? It's on DAZN in the UK. Which, again, for a European or for a UK audience, it won't help. I'd never thought about that. Can I hear Sir Jim calling Jokeres, says Tisardo. Favourite steam train, says Billy Murphy. I'm not really into trains, but I think as a kid, it was something you always knew a little bit about. So the Flying Scotsman, I think that was always a good one, wasn't it? But that's about it. I'm not like that guy who does the bloody trains videos. I'm not convinced that he's not an actor. Me and my mate message each other all the time about him. What's his name, the guy who does the trains? Is it Francis? Not Thomas Frank.
Today, I'm on an Intercity 526 with my girlfriend. We're going all the way to Swansea. Oh, I'll tell you what, the breakfast was absolutely marvellous. The only thing missing was the beans, but we're having a great time. And I even got to drive the train.
Francis Bourgeois, that's it. My mate thinks it's all an act. I'm like, I actually think it's true. I think he's aware. I think, like anybody, you become self-aware. But I find it quite good. He's got me. He's got me as a viewer. Simone's son is such a rat. It hurts to watch, says Akil. Nice ball over the top. No one's told me where Dembele is. Is he injured? Terrible finish that. Was that Ramos again? Yeah. Don't bring him to Man United. Luke Styles, thank you very much. Appreciate your super chat. Oh, Dembele got injured while he was with France. Is he going to play in the tournament at all? Right, I need to get rid of this. Would you ever go to Soccer Aid? No, I'd play in it for the laugh, but I would never. I would never go and buy a ticket. I'm just not that. It's not. I think people who go and watch Soccer Aid are the sort of people that go and watch One Direction. 2-0 PSG. Vitinha took it well. Right on half time. Probably going to be game over. Even with a few rotations, PSG are just too good here for Atletico Madrid, who've really struggled to get in the game. 25% possession. And it's been comfortable for them. It's too easy, says Wizard. Too easy for PSG, this. Evening, Mark. Hope you're well and had a good Sunday. Being Father's Day, is it tomorrow transfer window reopens? Good question. I will tell you now. June the 16th, tomorrow, yes. I've been out all day. Could you give me a 30 seconds United update, says Ben. 30 seconds. We're still in for Gyökeres. We're concrete on Ekitike. Osman wants Champions League football and could be still going to Saudi. Garnacho wants to stay in the Premier League. Calts fan says, did you see Ginger's goal line clearance in the Soccer Aid? I did. I love Ginge, but it wasn't a goal line clearance. He was about 2 metres off the line and the ball was hardly moving. If you didn't clear that, I'd be subbing you off as a manager. But having said that, I think Gary Neville wouldn't have got there. PSG will be the cup holders, mark my words, says it's the little things. I think the tournament will become watchable. It's just at what point do you think it will become watchable? And it'll become watchable when two decent teams play each other. So if PSG play Real Madrid in the quarterfinals, it's watchable. If it's the semi-final, it's watchable. If Man City play Chelsea, it's watchable. But there's only 4 good teams in this tournament, and that's PSG, Real Madrid, Manchester City, and Inter Milan. I don't even think Bayern Munich are that good. So that's when it will become watchable for about 4 or 5 games. King Vegas Vegeta says, why no FIFA anymore? Literally played it yesterday on my channel, mate. It came back. Are you counting out Bayern? No, I don't think they're that good. Where were Bayern? When did Bayern get knocked out of the Champions League? Quarterfinals. PSG are better than Bayern. Real Madrid are better than Bayern. Man City are better than Bayern. And Inter Milan are better than Bayern. What's your problem? That's what I'm saying. All these teams outside of Europe, guarantee you, they'll get exposed. Porto, Benfica, not even the best team from Portugal. Juventus, not even, forget it. Salzburg, forget it. There's a load of shit in this tournament. Anyway, it's half time and it's 2-0 to PSG, who, to be honest, have been in cruise control. We can see that in relation to the stats. 74% for PSG, 9 shots to 3, 6 on target to 1. Absolute domination, 94% pass completion as well. Easy work for them. Don't forget, we're sponsored by True Classic. I'm wearing a lot of their t-shirts at the moment, as you'll see on the United Stand and on That's Football. If you want to get yours, it's link in the description. Scan the QR code and get yours delivered. Fantastic. You can buy all whites, all blacks. Not the New Zealand top. They're not sponsoring them. Or you can get a combination of colours like mine, which is what I prefer. You get a white one, a black one, a grey one, a navy blue one, an olive green. You can't go wrong with an olive green t-shirt as well. It is the Vitinha of the t-shirt colour world. Olive green t-shirt, brilliant. If you want a combo that's going to please the ladies or the men, whichever, olive green with a beige pair of trousers. Especially if you've been been on holiday. The combo, people will really like it. Pair of loafers, you're laughing. You're laughing. Trust me. It's like blue and white. You can't go wrong with a light blue. No, I'm getting it wrong. You can't go wrong with a white t-shirt and a light blue pair of shorts. Again, if you want, I should do fashion. Hard to watch the game. Camera seems so far away, says Jay. Luke Stiles says, can PSG dominate Europe with their style of play? I think they can when they're playing in a league which is not competitive. Chelsea fan here. Please steal Ekitike from his. He underperformed his XG by 7.5 this past season. He'll be Jackson 2.0, and it's a ridiculous price. You know what, Dan? You and me, brother. Fist pump territory. I agree. I think the only place Ekitike should go is Liverpool, because they can deal with giving him the nurturement he needs. He's got a really low goal conversion rate. He's got a really low he's got a really low goal conversion rate. He's not prolific, and he's overpriced, and he's a learner driver. I don't want him at United. I think it's the wrong type of player for United. But I think Liverpool would be good. Newcastle would be good. He's understudy territory for me. That's what I think. Hard to watch the game. Done that one. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Man City are playing on Wednesday against Wydad. Chelsea play tomorrow against LAFC. We'll be live for that because Terry's doing the watch-along. So LAFC tomorrow for Chelsea. They should be able to stat pad that. Yeah, I think the next game I'm doing is... I mean, we've got daily content on here. I'm more focused on the transfer window, so we've got daily content. Make sure you subscribe. I think I'm going to do Real Madrid against Al Hilal on Wednesday at 8 o'clock. I'll do that one. And then... yeah, the 2 o'clock games in the morning don't appeal to me at all. Derek says, the stadium holds 90k. It's not empty. No, it's about half full, mate. I've seen the aerial shot 3 times. It's about half full. So it's probably about 50k there. Don't come in here, Derek, trying to make out you know what's going on. I've got the DAZN stream. They keep showing it from above, and it's half full. 50k. Rudolph the Red says, any ideas why I can't super chat on the United Stand when I'm a member, but I can on here? Absolutely none, Rudolph. I don't control it. It was a good goal by Ruiz. Very good goal by Ruiz. Took it really well. And Vitinha, to be fair. We've got nearly 10,000 watching here, which is, if I was Club World Cup, I'd be saying, look, again, it's communities like this that you need to be focused on. You know, what I call organic football communities that's with integrity. Has Rio left TNT? Yeah, I don't know what he's going to do next. You're going to do City against Juve? I don't know when they're playing. I think it's the last game, by which time they'll have both been promoted. Thursday the 26th of June. New York. Good morning from New Zealand, says B. Let us know where you're watching from. Osman is better than Gyökeres, or will happily take Mateta over Ekitike, says Mira. I still think that I'm going to stand up for a little bit. I still think that Ekitike. I still think Gyökeres could end up at Old Trafford. I don't think much has changed there. I think if Arsenal want Sesko, then you know that could have a factor on that. Definitely. The best thing about the summer transfer window is the transfers. And what I would say that's positive about the Club World Cup is it's making absolutely no difference to the transfer window. Like the transfer window, if the World Cup's on or the Euro's on, it completely dies, doesn't it? Have you watched the new Titan submarine on Netflix? Highly recommend. Reminded me of your Jack and Rose Driftwood theory, says Matt. I mean, that was just bloody stupid, wasn't it? I just feel sorry for the young lad who was in it with his dad. I mean, you see what happened with that plane in India, and it's a tragic accident. But that submarine was just, well, that was just waiting to happen, wasn't it? Really. Thank you for all you do, says the B16. Football is a big escape for me in tough times, and you're a big part of that. Really appreciate you from Australia, says B16. Yeah, I'm going to read out where people are watching from. Let me know. Thank you very much to Matt Ross. The Game is the Game has just gifted 5 memberships as well. Thank you, pal. Nikolai says, what's the easiest position to play on the field? CDM at Auckland FC. Look, I've not played the game at the highest level. I've not played the game at the highest level, but I've played the game, and I'm sure we all have. I think fullback's really hard, because you've got to be quick and you've got to get back and forward. I think centre forward's difficult because it's a mental battle sometimes if you're in the wrong team. I think box-to-box midfielder is really, really difficult because you've got to be fit. But I think centre-back, the older you get, you tend to gravitate towards centre-back and centre defensive midfield, because you can conserve your energy a lot more in those positions. Arca says, how do you think the MLS teams will do? I'm a United fan from LA and follow LAFC. I think we can make some noise. Wanted to hear your thoughts. Honestly, mate, I think you will all get found out by the European teams. I think there's a reason why the best players in the world play in Europe. And as much as it would be nice to see, look, what I call an Austria in the Euros, who played really, really well against teams higher than them, I just think the gap's too big between the rest of the world in Europe. Slow Horses on Apple TV is top. It is very good, Mayhew. I think the 4th or 5th season's coming out in September. Thank you very much. Caught up. Are you still able to play football? I got fit last season. At the end of last season, I got very fit. Probably fitter than I was in my 30s. But I'm really badly injured at the moment. I've got a problem with my hip. I did my hamstring about February, first time I've ever done it. So, I mean, I'm mid-40s now, so I shouldn't really still be playing football anyway. But I still think I've got a few more games in me. I've just got to sort this hip thing out. Yeah. I saw United stand in Dublin, says Nathan Porter. Hello from Tala. Hello, mate. Shout out for Tala. Can we... still half time here. I'll tell you what, I'd hate to be in that stadium. There's nothing I hate more than no shade in the midday sun. It would be literally unpleasant. I like sunny weather. We've got a good week coming up in the UK, but I like the shade a little bit. Which Premier League side has the most upside with great window? Says Truth. Which team in the Premier League could have a really good season if they have a really good transfer window? I mean, look, you can't put Man United in that because we're too far off. But, I mean, the upside is got to be there for Chelsea, hasn't it? If you win the... If you get a good striker in, a good winger in. Still not kicked off the second half yet. Really long half time. I mean, we're 9:10 in the UK and the game kicked off at 8 o'clock. More commercials. It's probably just loads of commercials, isn't it? James Smith says the tournament's a joke. Champions League is a better World Cup than this, despite having only European clubs, because the best players in the world compete, says Rajaf. Yeah, mate, the best team in the world is the one that wins the Champions League. We all know that. Mayhew says, any worry that after the World Cup next year, soccer goes bang at Europe might lose out over the following years due to money in the US, says Mayhew. Look, I was in the United States a couple of weeks ago. And one of the big conversations I was having with a lot of people is about the game in the United States, and I don't feel it's going to go that big. I mean, you know, you're trying to break massive institutions like the NFL, baseball, basketball. I don't think that's coming. I don't think it's coming. I don't really. I think it's growing, but I don't think it's at that point where the World Cup is suddenly going to make them dominate the sport. How many goals does Ekatike get in the PSG team, says Thornster? He played for PSG, didn't he? Which Premier League side? I've done that one from Truth. There we go. Can we congratulate Bath Rugby on winning the Prem? Says Nathan C. If that means anything to anybody, let's do it. Bath, I think, is a rugby team, and I presume that means they've won the league. What are they still doing playing rugby in June? I thought rugby was a game for like when it's muddy and you can't play football. Still haven't kicked this second half off. I'm out. I'm going to be out. I'm out. If they're going to do half an hour half times, they can go forth and prosper. Why is it not on the UK channel? Apparently some games will be on Channel 5. But I don't know what. None of the big established broadcasters wanted it. Adi Aladipo is the lead Channel 5 presenter. Kelly Sommers. James Richardson. They've got 23 matches on Channel 5 apparently. So Atletico Madrid are coming back onto the pitch at 11 minutes past 9 UK time. The first half finished 25 minutes ago. I mean, you're not helping. This is not going to help you win hearts and minds of a tournament people are very dubious about. People do not want 25-minute half times. I don't know. I don't know what games are on Channel 5. I was trying to find out for you there, but it's like bloody finding a needle in a haystack. Right, second half might be about to start now. Are they going to count down again? No, we're off. Why are teams doing this from the kickoff now? They're actually booting it out of play. Possession, high up the pitch. Like rugby. Any tips for those in the 20s or 30s on preserving health? I heard a stat shows 28% of adults are obese and 38% is overweight. This was provided by the government, says Salman. According to my Whoop, I'm 42. That's my age. Which I suppose isn't bad. It's not bad to be 4 years younger than you actually are. I remember Ronaldo at Manchester United. He was here. How old was Ronaldo when he was at United? 36, and he. I'm sure his age was meant to be like 29 or something like that. Rolando says it's crazy they still went ahead with the game despite the LA riots. It's all a PR thing for the 25 World Cup, I guess. Yeah, I think exactly. This is it's a promotional thing, isn't it, for the 2025 World Cup to bring awareness of the sport. PSG 2-0 up here. Reflection in the background. I don't think it will matter too much, to be honest. I doubt we'll get a copyright takedown. They'll probably be very happy that somebody's showing it. How much would you have to be paid to box Mike Tyson, says Kristen? Why would I have to buy? I just wouldn't do it. What if he smacks me in the face and kills me? It doesn't matter how much I get paid, does it? Ronaldo a month ago showed it and he was 29, says GGMU. Paul Nichols says, Alvarez, get yourself a Riga Liverpool match made in heaven. Oh, mate, I tell you what, if they bought Alvarez I think it'd be very hard. I mean, Liverpool may well win the league anyway, but it'd be very hard to look past them, wouldn't it? Wilson Pereira, welcome. I mean, it'd be very interesting to see who Liverpool bring in as their forward. Obviously, they're interested in Ekatike, who I think's overpriced. I just think Chelsea should get Osimhen and Liverpool should try and get Alvarez. I think they'd be perfect for them. You know what they need to get rid of? I'm gonna say it right here, right now. I've just seen it on Soccer Aid. The point of view camera, I call it the no point camera. This is where technology runs away with itself. People love the point of view camera. It's shit. Don't do it. All it does is make me want to throw up. It gives me motion sickness. When I play EAFC 25 and the replay is point of view, I instantly don't watch my goal. It's absolute shit. Don't use point of view cameras. They're fucking rubbish.
Oh, look at this. Look at this. We've got a bloody camera on their chest and they're running around.
It's rubbish. It makes me want to throw up. It's crap. Obi-Wan says, Barca fan here. Rashford, Nico Williams and Luis Diaz prioritise joining Barcelona. Personally, who do you think would be the best signing for us, says Obi-Wan. I think Nico Williams is the best one you can go for. In order of ability, I'd go Nico Williams, Luis Diaz and then Rashford. But I do think Rashford will be the cheapest, and I do think that he would be a really good alternative to Rafinha and Yamal. Whereas if you bring Nico Williams in, he's probably going to want to start, isn't he? So I can see the value of Rashford to Barcelona, and he'd be cheaper as well. We are doing the Chelsea game tomorrow. Terry's going to be on. Rashford's better than Williams. Well, he simply isn't. But did you get your Indian food takeaway last night? I did, Wilson Prayer. It was lovely. Lovely. I've just missed a chance in the game for PSG. They've just hit the Denver. Borvin says, our French commentators are joking about the production. Tell us, mate. Who the fuck is that? Sam Queck, English former field hockey player and TV show host. Fucking hell. Genuinely no idea who that was. Amir says, what's your go-to takeaway? Depends on the mood, mate. Sometimes I want a Chinese, sometimes I want an Indian, sometimes I want a pizza, and sometimes I want fish and chips. Sometimes I want a Nando's. Go with the mood. What are your thoughts on the tournament so far? Genuinely rather spend 2 hours talking about Liverpool signing Frimpong and what it's going to do for the Prem. It's a tough sell at the moment. I am trying. You know, I am open to change, and it is early days, and maybe in the knockout stages it will get a little bit more interesting, but it's a tough sell. And it's exactly what I feared. It's the jeopardy. It's the integrity. You know, if we're thinking this, I think the players are thinking it as well. What are we here for? What's the point at this point? Do you think this tournament will help advertise players from other leagues outside of Europe? Maybe some teams will see talent same as the World Cup. I mean, Arca, maybe, but how many mistakes has there been made? I mean, one thing I always say is don't scout players in summer tournaments, because international football is not the same as club football. I suppose the difference with this is it is club football, but then there's a huge amount of difference. I mean, would you scout a Bayern player based on them beating Auckland 10-0? So you could scout players, but you've got to be very switched on to the quality of the competition. What do the winners get, says Gino? Money, really. Savage, Atletico Madrid can't be arsed. They'll still get through the group, mate. They're still going to get through the group. So, I mean, you don't necessarily have to push yourself too hard. They've got a break here. He's offside. Don't play that. Fucking idiots. That's high-level football there. Why did you play that pass? He was offside. Moron. Who else is in the PSG group? Botafogo and Seattle Sounders. I don't know. I don't actually know how this works, right? Because Botafogo finished 8th in the Brazilian league. Fluminense finished 2nd in the Brazilian league. Palmeiras finished 4th in the Brazilian league. They're all in it. But the team that finished 2nd, 3rd, and 4th, 2nd and 3rd aren't. Oh no, their season's still going. Have they suspended their season for a month then? Brazilian league's still being played. So they must have suspended it for a bit. B16 says, have you seen the trophy? It's a bloody transformer. Corner to PSG. Can you see us going into July with no more United signings, says Kenneth? No. I think Arsenal, Liverpool, Manchester United will all have signings, more signings before the start of pre-season. It's a good point here. I was just trying to read it. It's international tournaments. Continental performance in the last 4 years, Mark. It's not about where they finished in their league this season. Well, I know that, JSav. I bloody know that, mate. I mean, Chelsea are there because they won the Champions League about 50 years ago, aren't they? Goal, Alvarez! There we go, 2-1, game on. Infantino said, goal, Atletico Madrid, make it interesting. Surely not. No, I'm joking about that. But they have got a goal back, Atletico Madrid, and it is Alvarez. Is there any prospect of Alvarez actually leaving Atletico Madrid? I don't think there is. I would like to see it happen. It's a shame he left the Prem. Oh, what's this referee doing now? VAR. VAR in a Club World Cup. Oh no. Is that they're looking at a red card for that? Or are they looking for a penalty? Penalty. No, it's a goal review. Mate, I don't think people care enough for this. Look, it's the Club World Cup and people aren't that interested. Stop acting. You're not that guy. Stop acting like we're all going, what's going to happen? Just get on with it. They're taking it too seriously. I mean, this is we're going to be playing till midnight tonight. I mean, they're acting like they're that guy, aren't they? No, goal not been given. Kristen says, where does Simeone rank in the best coaches? I think his style of football's tough. It's a tough wank. But you got to respect the fact that he has won things and done well. But yeah, it's a tough watch. Give me some baggy bottom jean. I tell you what. Oh no, I thought it was better. Oh, idiot. I bought this hip support, and it's been feeling a lot better. And I got a bit excited there and started jumping around, and it's definitely not better. Mark, if only 3 strikers left in the market, you choose Mateta, David, or Vlahovic. Mateta, Desiree. Definitely Mateta. Yeah, going back to Kristen, Simeone is a good coach. It's just his style of football's a bit tough. The yoga did make it better, Steve, and then it's a lot worse again now. VAR should not... look, this is Goldbridge's take on the Club World Cup. VAR should not be in it. It's an exhibition tournament. Get rid of VAR. Don't take it seriously. I reckon goals from outside the box should count for 2. Oh my God. Tevez has just sent Angry Ginge back to Twitch. He scored 4 goals in the second half. I've got Soccer Aid on as well. Watch this goal on ITV. I mean, Ginge should be putting him into the Stretford end for what he did to United. He's literally just sent him back to Twitch, and it's 4-4. I thought he was going to snap him in too. Oh. 4 goals for Tevez in the second half. Where's Gary Neville when you need him? Never sort of be saying that. Here we go. Sarcasm doesn't travel. Bone AZ in the chat in big capital letters. We've got one. We got one. We got one. He says in capital letters, it's not an exhibition match. Yeah, mate. Yeah, understand sarcasm and get with the chat. Rocky versus Thunderlips is a better exhibition than that. I mean, I might watch that tonight. That is a bloody good film, Rocky 3. The ref loves PSG, says Imagine. I just think when you're trying to build a spectacle, it's a bit like Baller League, isn't it? They clearly made decisions to make this tournament interesting. They were making stuff up as they went along. You know, the guy with the microphone was going, let's give this one because it allows them to stay in the tournament. That's what they should be doing in the Club World Cup. You're not the World Cup. You're not the Champions League. You're not the Premier League. You never will be. So do something different. Like, you know, have a few controversies or something like that. Don't try and be what everything else is because you'll never be it. That was a good question from Kristen, though. Where does the referee really thinks he's it? Is he sending someone off now? Oh, yellow card. Paddy McGuinness is going to have nightmares about Carlos Tevez, says Nick P. I mean, Paddy McGuinness is basically like an open goal. Just shoot. Who's this coming on? This referee wants this game to go on till... I'll quit in a minute. I don't need to be here. I'll just turn this off in a minute. This is a joke. We've only had 20 minutes of the second half, and he's added about another 50 minutes on already. Amir says, football would be better without VAR, in my opinion. Club World Pre-Season Cup, says AL7. Hi, Mark. Predict the winner of this tournament. I just think for viewership, to make me want to watch it, the Final Four, hopefully, will be Man City, Bayern Munich, PSG and Real Madrid. And then I probably would watch it with interest. But before we get there, if Dembele gets back fit, I think PSG will win it. Because they are the best team in the world. I didn't know Noah Beck was playing for the rest of the world. I mean, he's a good player. I've managed football games in the charity, and he's the best player we ever had. I mean, Theo Baker's a good player. Chris MD's decent. Mini Minter's good. Toby and Manny are good, but Noah Beck was on a different level. Very, very good player. Predict the winner of the tournament. We've done that. They should have given that goal to Atletico Madrid. It would have made it interesting. What about XQC? Oh, God. What was the other one with the glasses in goal as well? It's not my world. Thanks everyone who's tuning in, by the way. Yeah, we'll have another transfer show for you tomorrow. Daily shows on here. We're only 10 subscribers away from 348,000, by the way. Get involved with That's Football. Daily transfer show. Kvaratskhelia in here again for PSG. This should be a goal. Oh, no. Atletico Madrid have got a lot of players back. They'll clear that. Atletico Madrid on the attack now. Into the box. Good defending. And Donnarumma is there. Do I like cider, says Alex. I haven't had a pint of cider in years. Years. I used to drink it a little bit when I lived in Dublin because there was this big... Can anyone remember that phase? I don't know whether it happened outside of Ireland. I think it happened in England a little bit. It was the Magners / Bulmers phase where you'd have a pint glass with ice in it and then a big pint bottle of Magners or Bulmers, and everyone used to drink it. That was probably the last time I did it. It's just too sweet, cider, to drink it long term. I've watched Clarkson's Farm. Yeah, I enjoyed it. Gone too soon. When are you going to do Fall Guys again, says Kristen? Maybe I'll just do it as a one-off. Derek says the stadium's full. It might have filled up in the second half. It wasn't full at the start of the game. It's not full at all, I can see. You liar. You can't get pear cider anymore, says John. Pears are a funny fruit. I know what pear I like. And it ain't a fruit. Well, there's no need for that. Imad says it's an unserious tournament. You should play Schedule 1, says Amir. Never heard of it. Looks weird. %98% scoreline, though. It's not bad, is it? You've got to pump it up, don't you know? I used to do that, yeah. We've got a corner here for PSG. Will you play in the Sidemen charity again, says Derek? I don't even know if they're doing another one. I don't know. I don't know. You see what you get offered in this life. Don't make... Best laid plans go to waste. Bonucci's just flattened... what's her name? Steph Houghton? Hey, you put on the boots, you walk on the pitch. Equality. That's what equality is. But you can't moan about that. If you've got Soccer Aid on, you can't moan about that. Bonucci's just absolutely clattered. It was a fair tackle. It's a fair tackle. Don't tell me there's a Mexican wave, FK. Mate, if there's a Mexican wave, you know it's shit. There was a Mexican wave, says Luke United. That's not... Infantino will be fuming. That's the last thing you want. The Mexican wave at a football game is basically the equivalent of a being put in the friend zone. Basically. It's like asking somebody out and them saying, no, I just want to be friends. Is there ice there? Oh, God! Oh, no! My eyes are bleached. There's a bloody Mexican wave in our half-full stadium. And it stopped. It only went about that far. It only went for about 200 metres. In a half-empty stadium, they did a Mexican wave that didn't even get a quarter of a way round the ground. Oh, God. Friend-zoned. Club World Cup's been put in the friend zone. They've asked them out and they've said, no, let's just be friends. I'll call you. Oh, Infantino. Dear, dear, dear. They're still trying to get it going again. It's like a bloody broken down tractor, isn't it? They're trying to get it going again. Will Arsenal go for both Sesko and Gyökeres? Says Nomad Joe. I doubt it. I mean, look, that was what I was sort of talking about last week. I got told by somebody very prominent in the football space that Gyökeres to Manchester United was red hot. And on that, I was like, I'd be very shocked if United don't sign him. But if Arsenal signed Gyökeres and Sesko, I think that would qualify as being very shocked. Oh my God, Big Z's just scored at Soccer Aid. Paddy McGuinness is shit in goal, isn't he? He should stick to Max and Paddy. He needs Max in goal with him. It's a good finish, to be fair. It wasn't Ben Jacobs, Ola, so you can do your little laughing emojis. Proper Tin Pot tournament, this, says Grave. Can't wait for the Poznan. Oh, Centurion, that could be coming. That could be coming. Why is Paddy McGuinness trying to save a shot with his feet? That's why it went in. That's... Even an Arna wouldn't do that. What? You've got, you know those gloves on your hands? They're there to save the... So everyone else has to use their feet, Paddy. Everybody else, football, uses their feet. Those gloves on your hand aren't there to keep you warm. They're to save the ball. Bloody hell. I'd be fuming. Charity or not, I don't want to lose. There's still people that think this stadium's full. You know, the seats are actually cream. I can see loads of empty ones. You need to go to the glasses, get them out. LW says, is it weird I watch the United stand as a Liverpool fan? No. Loads of people like the United stand. Even I don't know why. Maybe you just like basking in our failure. Still 2-0 to PSG here. Do you think you'll watch many more games? I will. I'm not going to give up on it yet, but I'll never lie to you. We're in a relationship. You know, I'll give it a chance, but I've got to say, there's nothing about this game. Look, the fact that I'm enjoying the Soccer Aid game more says everything. Shane says, I'm a big fan of you, but you're acting like a clown. In what way, mate? Come on. Talk to me. Like, I don't have to subscribe to your view. I'm watching this, giving it a chance, and I think in the latter stages it could get better. But if you're asking me if I'm in any way encouraged by this tournament, no. I'm not. And you know what? People can talk to me about kickoff times. It's not very, people in America don't really want to turn up for it. There's loads of reasons not to, we don't need so many games. It's ridiculous putting a tournament like this when they're playing so much football. I agree with all of those things. But my opinion has always been, fair play if you're Man City, Chelsea, Real Madrid and you can make some money, that's fine. I hope it doesn't bite you in the arse next season when your players are knackered. But the big thing for me is the integrity of this tournament is non-existent because how can you have a 32-team Club World Cup with all this glamour and all this razzmatazz and then I go as a football fan like anybody else? You can't lie to football fans. Where's Barcelona? Where's Napoli? Where's Sporting? Where's Liverpool? Where's Arsenal? That's the problem with it. I'm watching a tournament that ultimately cannot be the best teams in the world. Dream Winter says, would it be awkward if you bumped into Neville in real life? If I bumped into Neville in real life, you know what I'd say? Fancy a pint? Let him start it. Can't wait for the Poznan, says the Centurion. Oh, could be 3! It's based off performances for the past 4 years, says Kevin. Oh, it's a load of shit then, isn't it? You can't have a Club World Cup based on performances for the last 4 years. You've got to be more... It works in international football. You can't do it with club football. Moves on too quick. Dazza says the stadium is full now. Look or go Specsavers. Mate, I'm looking at it. The stadium is not full. Has he sent somebody off? Somebody said there'd be a red card. Yeah, have we got to send it off? Red card for Longley, is it? I think in a tournament where you're desperately... You don't need a referee like this. So they're down to 10 men with 12 minutes to go here. How much do you think Ekitike is worth? Really? Maximum, from being from the Bundesliga, forgetting the Wirtz factor, 50, 60 million tops, pounds, not euros. I'd say 50. Yeah, a lot of people, Greg says 50, Scarface says 60. Yeah. But, look, Eintracht Frankfurt don't need to sell, do they? So... Steve Wynyard says, one of the best teams in the world played Bayern. Yeah, it was 10-0 to Bayern against Auckland City earlier. Will FIFA challenge the World Cup because of the USA? Says OTG. I'm not too... I can read this out to you. New World Cup format for 2026. There is a change to it. There's more teams. So normally we have 32 teams. We normally have 32 teams, and then you go into the final 16, then the quarterfinals, etc. So this one is going to have 48 teams. So if you got annoyed by Argentina playing teams like Saudi Arabia or whatever, you're going to get 16 more teams. And let's not pretend that those teams are going to be any better, because they're not. So you've got 48 teams. We'll have 12 groups of 4, and the top 2 in those groups will go through to an extra round of 32. So 48 teams, top 2 from each group, and then an extra knockout round as well. So it'll be the last 32, last 16, last 8, etc., etc. I don't know. I don't know whether it means teams like Scotland and Wales will get through, because I suppose it depends on where all the other teams are coming from. It could mean more teams from Australasia, or Oceania, sorry. It could mean more teams from Africa. I don't know how many Europe will get. Oh, what a miss! What a miss! Sorloth. Open goal. Misses it. Oh my God. That's miss of the tournament. Nick P says, it's funny how we're getting more and more of these league-style format cups. It's almost like they're preparing us for something they couldn't do before. Look, mate, I'm never going to complain about, like, football, because I love it. But what I'm also fully aware of is that quantity doesn't improve quality. If Yamal was playing 1 game a week, we'd get better Yamal. If he plays 2 games a week, 52 weeks a year, then we'll get a worse Yamal. It's obvious. They just don't seem to prioritise player welfare at all. And they're human beings. It's just impossible to play at a high intensity at that level. And as I said, I think if you're Man City, Real Madrid, PSG, next season, at some point you've got to be looking at your best players and saying, I'm going to give you 2 weeks off. I mean, you know, if you're Hakimi, what state are you going to be in for the World Cup? Harry Kane as well. Yeah, so to answer your question, OTG, it is 48 teams instead of 32 in the next World Cup. I certainly won't be doing watch-alongs for every game. It's just ridiculous. It's just too many games. Only 10 minutes to go. Is the next World Cup the same format as the new Champions League? No, no, no. So you've got 12 teams of 4, 48 teams. 48 divided by 12 is 4. 4 teams in each group, 3 games, top 2 go through. Then you've got a round of 32, which is an extra round. Then you've got your round of 16. So there's 2 knockout games before the quarterfinals now. But of course, the group stage will be shit because if you're one of the big teams like France, Germany, England, you're going to be in groups with 2 really low ranking teams. So you should just be able to breeze through really. Then in the final 32, you'll get someone shit as well. So the tournament won't really get going, will it? I mean, actually, I've just figured this out. Top 2. My God, it's even worse than I thought. 12 groups. Top 2 go through. That's only 24. So that means a lot of third place teams are going to go through as well. I mean, you may as well not have the group stage. So you're going to have 32 out of 48 teams go through. So if there's 12 groups and the top 2 go through, that's 24. If you finish 3rd, you're through. 8 of the 12 third place teams will go through as well. Wow, it's just mad, isn't it? It's madness. That is absolutely madness. I mean, it makes the group stage completely and utterly irrelevant. There's no jeopardy at all. If you're Brazil or England or Germany, you're not going to finish bottom in those groups. So, crazy. Could be 3-0 to PSG. No. They've cleared it. Down to 10 men. Goal. They haven't cleared that. 3-0. PSG finished this game off. And it's been game over for a long time, Savage. Auckland get $20 million to get smashed 10-0. Is that what they got paid, Joshua? Bloody hell. I'd get $20 million to get smashed 10-0. Yeah, I mean, that is disappointing in the World Cup. I haven't really looked at it because it's next year. But, yeah, so 12 groups of 4. Top 2 go through, and 8 of the 12 third place teams go through. I mean, God. They may as well just go through. They may as well just have a knockout. I didn't say I'd get smashed by 10 men for 20 million euros. I'm sure plenty of you would. I said I'd get smashed 10-0 in a game of football for 20 million euros. AMO says, for the United stand tomorrow, I want your opinion on the Mbermo Sky Sports interview and the questioning. I'd have to see what was said first, mate. Would you get smashed by 20 blokes for £20 million? I've just doubled it. Would you get smashed by 20 blokes for £10 million? Oh, it doesn't have to be blokes. 5 blokes and 5 women pegging you. Or 10 women pegging you. Look, Equality Street. Would you get smashed by 10 people for 20 million euros? As much lube as you like. In fact, we'll get it sponsored by KY Jelly. Some people are saying yes. To be honest, some people will be going, please, I'll do it for free, because they actually like the idea of that. If they can pick the 10 people. No, not me. Wolf says, thanks for keeping it real. Highly enjoy your content. Well, this is why it does. This is why it does well. We love football, but we have real conversations or scenarios. Make sure you check out the transfer show tomorrow. Be an interesting one. Would you take Jonathan Davies at United as football? Yes. Only one more minute to go. Oh, look, it's full. It's full. Look at how many empty seats are there. Shut up. It's never gonna, mate. It's never gonna be full anyway. It's 90,000 capacity. You're not gonna fill 90,000 in LA for a game at lunchtime on a Sunday, are you? I don't think it's the stadiums being full that's the problem. I don't think it matters if they're full, half empty or not. I don't know why people are getting obsessed with that. It just at the start of the game you could see from above that it was half full. JDMH says, slags it off, then covers it for money. You're just as bad as FIFA. Agreed. No, mate. You know what it is? I know it's getting very close to Monday now, and you're feeling very toxic and bitter because you're not happy with your own life. You know what it is? I've got a couple of hours where I could have played FIFA. I could have, done a going for Goldbridge. I could do anything because that's my job. So that's how it works, and I enjoy doing it. And what I decided to do was not be a hater and actually give this a chance because I'm quite open to change. So I thought, you know what? I'll do PSG against Atletico Madrid, and I'll probably do a couple of other ones as well just to keep giving it a chance. But I'm not impressed, I'll be honest with you. But let's see what happens with it. So that's the truth of the matter. If you can't deal with that because you're bitter, I can't help you. But should have watched Soccer Aid instead. Did have it on the screen as well, and the F1, so that definitely helped. And thank you to all of you lot who I'd struggle to have sat and watched this on DAZN on my own. 100% would not have been able to do it. I think that's my assessment of this. I couldn't watch it without you. There is no way I could justify sitting and watching that 90 minutes of football on my own. Whereas I think if it's the World Cup and I'm watching Scotland play Peru, I probably would watch it because it's the World Cup. But I'm struggling with this. But it might just because it's a new format and there's no integrity. Don't forget, if you like the t-shirts, True Classic, links in the description. Scan the QR code. They are really fantastic. How long has he added on? I'm scared to see. I'm actually scared to look because... Oh, he's only added 4 minutes on. Well, fair play, because he could have added 14. Jack says, you say give it a chance, but you began before the game even started, but you love football. Yeah, Jack, I don't know how old you are. I don't know what your IQ is, but that's not how life works, mate. People go into things with preconceptions. I didn't say I was coming into it without preconceptions. I didn't come into it with an open mind. I've given it a chance, but I can only take you to the water, Jack. If you choose not to drink it, that's up to you. If you can't open your mind to other people having different opinions to you, then that's your problem, not mine. I didn't say I'm coming into this with a totally open mind. I said I'll give it a chance, but my big problem with it is Premier League champions, Spanish champions, Portuguese champions, Serie A champions ain't here. So I'm struggling with Club World Cup. You can't defeat me on that because it's my opinion. Referee's looking to put another delay in here. It's literally 10 o'clock and we're still playing this game. Possible penalty. This ref's a dick. I've seen him in the Champions League. He's a shit referee. Who is he? Why are Atletico Madrid there and not Barcelona? This is probably the best question, Amin, and I don't know. This ref just wants to top up his suntan. The longer he can stay in the sun, the better. I'm getting paid for this. I'm getting paid to get a suntan. He's Romanian, apparently. Just end the fucking game, mate. I don't know why Atletico Madrid in it and Barcelona aren't in it. Because Atletico Madrid haven't won anything. So a lot of it's to do with... They'll give the penalty here. A lot of it's to do with winning the Champions League and stuff, isn't it? I think the last 4 Champions League winners qualify for it. Because Chelsea won it. And I presume it's UEFA rankings. Maybe Atletico Madrid are higher over the last 4 seasons than Barcelona are. I don't know. I don't think it's anything to do with winning your domestic league. I don't think that's anything to do with it. I think it's all to do with what you've done in the Champions League. Oh, just get on with it, mate. Give the bloody penalty and give us a rest. Well, we're still playing at half-10. Look at him. He's walking like a granny. Just give the fucking penalty and end the bloody game. Come on. This is a big problem. We've had a half an hour half time. Every decision takes about 60 minutes. Everyone's walking around in slow motion because they're so bloody hot. Just get on with it. Oh, God. Get rid of VAR. That's not a penalty. I don't think that's a penalty. Alistair Rowan says, hi, Mark. Liverpool fan here. Any sense on doing business with Atletico, Nunes and Robbo for Alvarez? Mate, if you get Alvarez, I'll change the league prediction to you. I think the shot might have been going in, so maybe that was why the penalty was given. But you can't do much with that, really. Yeah, we're live for Chelsea tomorrow night. Terry's doing it. Is that 3-0 or 4-0? 4-0. 4-0. I've lost track. I'll tell you what it can be, though. Obviously, it's very commercial, but what it can be is you think about Man United who go to the United States every summer. It's about money. It's about promotion. So this is a really good promotional tool for all those clubs that are playing in this tournament. PSG, Real Madrid, Chelsea, Manchester City, Bayern Munich. Was it not a good game, says Carlos? I think it's a tough one, isn't it, when somebody gets beat 4-0. It wasn't a good game. I mean, PSG are just way better than Atletico Madrid, let's be honest. I think that there are games in this tournament that will be quite good to watch. You know, as I said, I struggle with the integrity of a Club World Cup, but I still think that there will be some good games to watch. I just think it will probably be in the latter stages. PSG, Real Madrid maybe, Man City, Chelsea maybe. There will be some good games, but we're going to play... I don't know how many games there's going to be. There's probably going to be 60 games, isn't there? And I think we'll probably get 4 or 5 worth watching. And I think if you treat it like that, it's fine. And that's what I'm going to do. There will be a handful of games I probably will watch. And the vast majority of them I just won't watch. It's a tournament that we don't really need, but we've got. And therefore, my view on it is I will pick and choose the games that I think are worth watching. And I think most of those are going to be in the knockout stage, aren't they? But the sad thing about it is, fundamentally, I think the concept's good. I think the execution is really bad. I think it's a shame that they didn't come. But it's, in fairness as well, I think you've always got to be even-handed. you need Barcelona there, you need Liverpool there, you need Napoli there, you need Sporting there, but you only know you need them there in May. And then the tournament starts in June. So but look, that's the problem, isn't it? You can't have a Club World Cup and then not have the best teams in the world in it, unless you're going to say we're going to do it over the last 4 years. But look, hopefully we'll get some better games later on in the tournament. But let's just say I'm not in love with it like I am with the Euros or the World Cup. It's not a bubble I want to jump into and let it consume me. But anyway, thanks everyone for tuning in. We've had some good chats tonight. It's definitely go and watch something decent time. And obviously the transfer stuff is what I'm more interested in anyway. So we'll have a video for you tomorrow. Let's see what this week brings. I really do want to see Arsenal move on the striker that they want for more reasons than one. And it'll be interesting to see what happens with Ekitike as well, with United now in the race as well. Absolute legends tonight. Thanks everyone for tuning in, and I will speak to you tomorrow. Take care.